Man in Minnesota Jocko. We're here at Snoqualmie. Stayed the night in the hotel right down there. We got some good grub. We're ready to hike the next 75 miles. And we're in Washington State. Closing in on Canada if we can keep with it.
Border crossing.
That you ran into smoke?
That was the worst, the thickest I remember. I mean, it was constant to some degree from
Admiring the shadows and shade of the prominent forest here as we work our way through Washington State. Glad to have you along for the ride. Kyle and I have a rocky road ahead of us, as you can see. Yeah, this is real rocky. Sumac bushes with full berry production there, clusters galore. Al and I stopping to admire the shining, shimmering of this mountain lake. Wondering if in fact it might be filled with 7-Up or Fresca. We're just sitting there marveling at the beauty of the mountainside, layers of mountains back there, and then looking at what we were wondering if were cumulus clouds or possibly smoke over that range, and then steep escarpment on these mountains. Trail continues. This guy is unbelievable. The first guy that is writing our trail names on his shorts with an ink.
Trail names, like you see, I got everybody trail names because I don't have any paper. I have to buy some paper when I get into.
There's a lot of elbows. I hope you got more shorts.
That was okay.
What's your name, sir?
Pelly Loomer.
And where are you from?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn band, a cloud, if it is.
Sandman just spots Rainier towering over what I thought he was looking at, and that's that valley and the descent on each side ahead of us. He's looking at Mount Rainier. It stays there magnificently, looking down on everything. Kyle and I have concluded today's hiking for miles has been more rocky and rigorous than even the Sierra in California. Here on a mini saddle, cruising along, trying to find the path through all this. Huge chunks of rock. And we think there's a mountain slide. Got us looking up there. Saw a patch of snow way up there. Kyle stayed focused on it. I said it was a polar bear. And by God, it's a mountain goat.
He noticed us.
He's looking at us,
Right at us.
scratching his ear with his left rear hoof.
First one I've seen in the wild.
Coming from that way, tremendous rocky climb of miles. Sun about 15 minutes from going over the ridge. Here's the other half of the world, from daylight to dusk. Hoping we find a campsite down yonder within about a mile or more. Path is much more passable than it has been, which will look more like this. Alpine Lake. The rugged big territory of Washington State. Love from Kyle, Sandman, and Minnesota Jocko.
Good morning, 6 o'clock. Friday, September 3rd. Just had my breakfast. I think I heat my coffee back up.
And pleased to have finally taken the time with some Carmex lip lubricant to apply to the nooks and crannies of my stove. And all those little riveted joints to get it to move freely once again, so it's all in good shape, ready for the next meal. Minnesota Jocko, attesting to the very difficult climb yesterday, about 15 miles straight up, rugged, rockiest section yet, slow going, risk of avalanche. Saw a mountain goat, and then at the time of pitching my tent in the evening, there was a big old black bear that was romping around his eyes down at the pond trying to get some water. So got the water, got up here, and today's another day of waiting. See up the trail. Sandman and I are just up. Sandman had an ordeal with a mouse last night in his tent. We saw a bear yesterday, saw a mountain goat. I got some heavy dew on my tent. Another day is dawned and off we go. Morning, Friday, September 3rd. This is Minnesota Jocko. Here's Sandman from western Texas. We come from there. We're going this way. Smoke in the air. Alpine lakes in the valley. Mountains on the horizon. Beautiful day awaits. Videotaping the waterfall, swinging over here, filming down below the bridge, and I stepped into a rotted section of plank, fell through, cut my leg up, took a chunk of skin out of my wrist. So hopefully that'll keep anyone else from going through the hole in the deck.
Oh, there's a big one on this thing too.
Seen all sorts of different fungus growing out of trees. Here's a little example. Proverbial toadstools.
Summit Chief Mountain, Mountain.
Get a roar over there and panning in. If you can see it in the viewing audience, you have a prominent waterfall right there. Little groundhog or a ground squirrel looking like a chipmunk, but it's actually a striped ground squirrel having a little berry, eating blueberries too, perhaps. Kyle and I are making no forward progress. There are my toes, there are his toes. We're here at the front of a berry patch. There's the dark ones are huckleberries, the blue ones are blueberries. Wow, those are good. Look at all those blueberries up there.